Y'all need to go home. Don't want you in my peace. Welcome back to Ashley's Homestead Adventures. First thing we're gonna do is chase the neighbors' chickens out of the yard. And then who knows what else we'll get into. I've kind of quit saying, because you know, it changes all the time. And that's the joy of it. Go on home now. Go on. I've got enough chickens. Go on. Go on. Thank you for your patrolling for ticks and all the things that you do, but go on home. Go on. Thank you. Have a good day. Well, got some garden harvesting to do and some planting to do. Of course, we're always doing cleanup, weedy whacking. And watering. It's that time of year where there's almost always water going on the garden, so let's get into it. Well, I finally got my fire to light. I've been trying to light this fire for weeks, and I just keep adding to it and adding to it. And by golly, today it decided it was gonna really light up. So, of course, I've got the hose drug out and I've watered around it, and I'm such a funny person. I love fire and I'm a bit of a pyro, but I'm also a worrywart. So, you know, I like having a fire and I love burning things, but I don't want to burn my pasture down. So I've got my hose out here and I've sprayed around it, and every time a little breeze comes up I run out here to check on it. But it's finally burning. This old oak stump is finally burning. And that's what we've done. We had a couple oak trees. Well, we had an oak tree and a pine tree that went down on the property last year. Here's what is left of the oak. There's pieces, bits and pieces throughout. We took the big lumber from it and had it milled at a local miller. But we just didn't have, our tractor's not big enough to remove the stumps, and the stumps are ginormous, and so we just decided that we were going to burn them. So I think I finally have got this stump lit on fire, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it out even if I wanted to. So that's good news. I got my weedy whacking done today. All my animals are out to pasture. All the morning chores are done. Yeah, so I've got some extra time today to work in the garden, which is exciting, and I'm gonna take you guys with me after we watch this fire for just a minute. We haven't even so much as penetrated the bark on that oak trunk. Well, I'll keep checking on it, but I'll leave my hose down here where it's close by. But I have doused it really good all the way around it. Finally lit on fire. I'm not kidding you, I've been trying for 2 weeks. Just wouldn't go, wouldn't go, wouldn't go, wouldn't go. Then all of a sudden today, woof! And I was like, uh-oh! So this massive squash plant, this thing is ginormous, is now starting to show the signs of a massive squash plant, and it is starting to break. And you can see where it has split right here. And so I'm going to take that leaf off, try to make a clean cut to where it can heal back up, and I'll end up probably taking this zucchini as well. I don't know if you guys can see. It's just, this thing is just massive, absolutely massive, and the leaf just got they just got too heavy. This is Latino F1 green summer squash is the name, the variety of this plant, and it is a monster. I had two planted here across from each other, and thank God they both didn't produce. Okay, here's today's harvest. We've got some choice which is beautiful and delicious. Tastes a lot like broccoli. Got a few snap peas. I thought maybe the dog stole my strawberries. 2 strawberries, a little tiny zucchini because I needed to take care of that plant, and then some beautiful mustard greens. So I'm gonna get these all packaged up and in the house and be right back. Take these leaves that we cut off here. I just think squash flowers are just so beautiful. I guess it's because I'm such a lover of lilies, and they look so much like lily flowers. Okay, I think it's cute that I got mustard greens growing in the corner of the raised bed garden already. on the ground. They must have fallen when I was planting seeds from there to there. I was thinking it was going to be next year before I had volunteers, but I didn't account for my dropsies. It's appearing that Matey is going to be just like his mother. He's a big talker. There you go, chickens. Enjoy some garden scraps. Matey says, "Mom, I wish you'd get up." Alright, I guess I'll just lay down and take a nap too. Oh my god, I'm gonna see if I can get closer to that. That is so cute. Hang on, let me see if I can get closer. I get up, I don't want her to. Do you see him peeking over her? He's looking at me. Because he's a little bit of a mama's boy, just like his mom was a mama's girl. He knows that I'm directly related to food. Hi, Matey. That is so cute. The water show began. So my next task is actually 2 roosters that have been crock-potted. These are the roosters that I butchered the other day, and basically I've got the crock pots cooled down, so I am now shredding the meat to put into the dog food. So it goes into the dog food bucket, and then the bones will go here, and they'll go back in the crock pot and get slow cooked for another 48 hours to make bone broth that will go also into the dog food. So that's what I'm doing right now, is shredding the meat off of the bones of this chicken. Okay, so I've pulled all of the meat off of the chicken, and it's all here in this tub, along with eggs that were cooked. And then I baked off the eggshells at 350 for 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. Let them cool down, put them in the blender, and turn them into a powder. Then added that to the dog food for extra calcium. And now we have all of the bones back in the crock pot, as well as all of the drippings from these two roosters. So whatever was in there, you know, in the bottom of the pan when they got done cooking, I'm leaving that in there to be part of the broth. So now I will just fill this up to probably about here with water, and allow it to cook for another 48 hours, and then it will turn into bone broth, and then I will strain it, and it will be the bone broth for the dogs. This will be the dog's batch of bone broth. I could can it and turn it into our bone broth, but because it's roosters, I'm just gonna go ahead and use this for dog bone broth. Okay, now I have got that all filled up with water and the bones of the chicken, and then I move on to the herbs of their bone broth, which they are going to get dill. Dill is basically good for, it's like an antioxidant. It's also good for fresh breath. Turmeric is good for arthritis. Ginger, also good for arthritis. It's also a cancer fighter. Sage is a astringent. Anise is a lot like, so they call it the dog nip instead of catnip. Anise is just, it's a good hormonal boost, and a good like mental booster, good brain booster. Mint is good for arthritis, good for digestive health, and rosemary is also good for digestive health and good for natural flea and tick repellent. So, and I'm just going to add, you know, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of each of these into this whole pot of bone broth. So I'm not giving these medicinally by any means. I'm just saying that these are why they're safe, and these are some of the things that they are used for. But they are safe to add into my bone broth, especially in just a little bit that I'm going to do. Okay, here we go. Got the turmeric, the dill, the sage, no, the ginger, the sage, the anise, the rosemary, and the mint. So now I will just get a spoon here, and I'll just gently stir these around to where they're one with the broth for my spoon holder. There we go. There we go. And then I mixed in 1.5 pounds of, today they got yellow zucchini, green zucchini, sweet peas, mustard greens, and then 1 leaf of Chinese cabbage. And of course, in that batch, those roosters, I saved, when I butchered them, I saved their liver, their lungs, and their hearts. So that is the organ meat in my dog food for this particular batch. So that's what it looks like when it's all mixed in. It looks pretty green. My dogs only get 15% vegetable, but it goes by weight. So leafy greens do not weigh that much, and so it does end up looking like a lot of veg. But basically they have really good chicken dinner here. Just came down to check on my fire. Woo! It's a hot one. I stoked it, watered around it again, and you know, moved any pieces that had fallen off the pile, put them back in the pile. So, but I can't hardly get close to it. It is hot. So, change the water on the garden, and now I am headed to pull some more seedlings out and start that rotation again. Did you see that? Did anybody else see that? That right there. Do you know where that's supposed to go? It's supposed to go in the fire. Can you take it to the fire for me? No. Okay. Okay. Well, ow. I suppose you can have it then. Life with Logadors. Gotta love it. Okay. Water's changed. And we're on to seedlings. These are the things that almost kill me every day. I just went in to go get a tray of seedlings, and this is what I came back out to. That does not go in the house. Lord, I almost died. Okay, these seedlings are out for an hour, and the first 4 trays here are out in the sun for an hour, and then those that are in the shade will go back inside, and these that are in the sun will go back in the shade, and we'll ring around the porch sea. All right, I'm gonna get everybody water on the porch, all my containers. Well, that's a total bummer. I just walked from the porch. I just got everybody on the porch watered, and I was just walking by this plant and I went, oh, that doesn't look right. And so I had cut here yesterday. I cut here today. Sorry, I just use you guys as a weapon. I don't know. I have no idea. But that is definitely not going to survive. I will leave that and see what it does. I don't know. The plant is decapitated. I don't know if I had something to do with that. I don't know. We will see if she heals or if I have to just rip the whole thing out. It's always interesting. But for now, chickens will eat this. go. There's no trace of that other stuff that we put in here just a couple hours ago. Dinosaurs, I tell you, the dinosaurs. Well, I came in here to work on my June seeds to plant or to start. And that pile over there is what I've gotten done so far. This pile right here is what I still need to do for the month of June. And I ran out of plant tags. So that project's on hold. But the good news is it's time to go move water. And I'm sure that you guys are all very used to the idea of there are just certain sprinklers that you move that you're gambling with. Are you gonna get wet or not? Can you pull it far enough forward without getting wet or not? We will see. And I don't know if you guys know this about me or not, but my face does not lie. I cannot lie to somebody's face because my facial expressions give it away every time. So if I had the camera flipped around, I could tell you, nope, didn't get wet. If you guys are watching me, I won't be able to lie. I don't know if I can do it and hold you guys at the same time. We'll see how talented I am. I think I'm gonna make it without getting wet. Question is, am I gonna make it I did. I made it past the big round trellis that I had to move, and I have now made it. Okay, that's good news. Now I need to double check that it's getting everywhere that it needs to be getting. I'm so bummed about that squash plant. Yep, we're good. Okay. Good news. Well, I need to go and move the seedlings back in. I am just totally taken by these Black Knight beans. I just think they are so stinking beautiful. Look at that bloom. Oh my God. Of course it's got a beetle of some form on it, but when in Arkansas. The thing is just gorgeous. I think a wall of those would just be beautiful. There's another beetle. When in Arkansas. There's bugs everywhere. Alright. All is restored back to normal. These are the ones that are all ready to be planted out. And, ooh, I might go ahead and take this spot with me and get some pots planted up. I'm really sad about my zucchini plant. I suppose that's what he gets for being so big. I really hope it wasn't me that did it. I don't think it was, I really don't, but I suppose I could have nicked something, you know, when I was harvesting off of him. But anywho, we've got plenty more to fill his void that he created. And we, like I said, we are going to go ahead and let him go and see if he'll do okay. Is he gonna grow a new top? I don't think so, but I don't know. So we're just gonna let him do his thing, and you know, unless he gets sick or starts to die. Then I'll pull him out. But I really appreciate you guys coming along with me for another day on the farm, and I hope that you enjoyed it too, and I will catch you on the next one. Yours truly.